Uh, I'm going to talk about this in this live stream. It's a very, very hard transition that I'm making here. I was fortunate enough with my wife Jennifer that we were able to be together all day, all afternoon, all night long. I was her full-time caretaker. The poor girl was dealing with cancer for 10 years. So for the longest time, me and Jennifer were together, in the house. Like the kids would go to school, and we were together. I took care of her all day long, all morning long, all afternoon, all evening. And for the most part, when my mom wasn't in rehab, she was home too. So it's like I literally had this setup where I was always with my mom and my wife. I mean, when my mom was at rehab, me and my wife used to joke around, be like, that's our break. We used to joke around, my mother be in rehab, say, okay, Jen's got her house back, and my mother was in rehab sometimes for long periods of time, 100 days. But for the most part, we were a family and we were always together for the longest time. My mother's been living with us. She was living with us since we got married in 2005, 20 years. I've been taking care of my mom. I love my mom. But unfortunately, very, very suddenly and shockingly, my wife and my mom passed away. This doesn't happen too often to people in history. I have to tell you, where you lose two people that are the most important people in your lives so quickly. It happened to Teddy Roosevelt, the great president, Theodore Roosevelt. He lost his mom and his wife. From what I read, I think his wife had a baby right before she passed away. I think it was Alice, and he just didn't have the strength at that point to raise her. I think he left politics. I think he went to Dakota from what I was reading. For like 2 years. I think he became like a rancher. He had to get his mind on straight. He told everyone around him never mention his wife's name. I understand that. To be honest with you, I get a lot of people who tell me, Rich, you got to just accept it. This is what you hear a lot. It's called acceptance. You got to accept it. How can you accept this? Okay, I'm just trying to make you understand something. I have spoke to my mom every single day of my life for 47 years. Okay, my mom's lived with me for 20 years. Every single day, I'm talking to my mom. Good morning, Mom. How you doing, Mom? Here's your coffee. Here's your breakfast. She loved her eggs. What was it? Overnight. She, my mother. She bring me some toast. White toast with the butter. A little sausage. A little bacon. I always took her big breakfast. Here's your coffee. Good morning, Will. Here's a little fruit. Here's a little banana. Wow! I got the bananas downstairs. I bought them in memory of my mother loved bananas. How do you accept something like that? How do you accept something where every day for 47 years I spoke to my mom? How do you accept for every day for 27 years? I know my wife Jennifer well. We were married 19 years. We're going on our 20th year anniversary, April 9th. We've been 20 years. How do you accept that? How do you accept for 27 years you've been speaking every day to someone? Every day. They were your best friend. They were your companion. They were your partner in life, the mother of your children. And now you just can't talk to them no more. And all of this happens suddenly. All this happens instantly. All this happens in a New York heartbeat, a second. I can't accept it. Okay, so I'm going to be the first person maybe in the history of planet Earth who's going to tell you I can't accept it. Okay, I can't. I don't care. I've been going to counseling, and I'm going to continue to go to counseling. But I'm sorry. What is a counselor going to tell me? What magic words is the counselor going to say that's going to make me forget about my mother that I spoke to her every day for 47 years, right? What magic word is a counselor going to tell me that's going to make me forget about my wife? Now, okay, I understand the spiritual way of looking at it. We're gonna talk about a lot of things in this live stream. So the spiritual way, they're in peace, and I believe that to be true. I believe that to be true. Right before my wife passed away, I asked her a question. I said, Jennifer, do you see your mother? Her mother passed away in 2017, a beautiful mother, Linda, of acute leukemia. I said, Jen, do you see your mom in this room? This is right before my wife passed away. She said, yes, I do. I said, you see her? She goes, yes. Now, she was on a ventilator, so she couldn't speak. So she was nodding her head. And I said to her, Jennifer, is this a dream? Do you really see your mother, Linda? She goes, I really, she was like this. This is not a dream. Is she an angel? Now, if you knew my wife, you would know that she wouldn't make something like that up, Will. She wouldn't, my wife would not make something like that up. She was telling the truth. She was telling the truth. Will says he misses his mom and aunt who passed away 2 years ago. God bless them, Will. God bless your mom and your aunt. God bless. My heart goes out to you and your family. So I guess it's all about like how you get acceptance, which I'm not getting. I'm not getting acceptance. I guess it's all about how you look at it, right? So are you looking at it through the spiritual standpoint, which is they're in peace, they're with God, they're with their loved ones in paradise, which I believe is true. Okay? Or another way you could look at it is, thank you, Will. Another way you could look at it, maybe it's from a selfish standpoint, which is kind of what I'm doing, a selfish standpoint, which is I missed him. So instead of me saying, well, I'm happy for them, and I am, that they're in no more pain and that, they're in paradise and they're in eternal peace. And I'm looking at it from my standpoint that I missed him. What's up, Lacey? Thank you, Lacey. That is my Cash App. Ladies and gentlemen, I just pinned the comment. If you see the comment that's pinned, the boss lady. The $ Richard Lavoie is my Cash App. If anybody would be cool enough, I do shout out. I don't know if you saw my last shout out video, but I would be giving everyone a big shout out who does a small Cash App to help a family in need. We just lost my wife, Jennifer, and my mother, Josephine. That's the Cash App right there. $ Richard Lavoie, $RICHARDLEVOI. Anyone who does a very small Cash App, you will be mentioned on a video. I am giving you a very big shout out. A very big shout out. So, this is a song I wrote for my wife and Jennifer. My wife, Jennifer, and my mother, excuse me. My wife, Jennifer, and my mother, Josephine. I don't know. I got to name it. Acceptance is too hard. I think that's what I'm going to name it. At least for me. Acceptance is too hard. Yeah, I know, but it's too hard, Lacey. When I should be sleeping. Acceptance journey, love goes with you. Um, why is acceptance so hard for me? We'll talk about it. One of the reasons, well, let's start with my wife, Jennifer. Okay, then we'll get to my mom, Josephine. My wife, Jennifer, yes, had cancer. Okay. She didn't pass away from cancer. Just want to be clear with all of you. She passed away from respiratory distress that was due to pneumonia, aspiration pneumonia. But what it is with Jen, she was very young. She was only 46 years old. That's number one. And she didn't live a life that you would think would be typical of someone who had cancer. And no one understands this. I tried to explain. I spoke to Lacey about this, the boss lady from Brooklyn. I spoke to a lot of people about this. And nobody, I mean, maybe Lacey understands it. She might understand. But very few people I speak to understand this. They look at it kind of like the glass, half empty or half full. That's how they look at it. They don't see like they look at it black or white. They don't see the shade of gray, which is that despite the fact that she had stage 4 cancer, she lived a normal life, my wife, for the longest time. She did not act like someone who had cancer. She took care of her kids. She took care of her husband. She took care of my mother. She took care of the dogs. She was a powerhouse. She was an amazing, amazing, inspirational person, Jennifer. And I never saw anything like it before. Like I started to to forget that she had cancer. I forgot. I'm like, she doesn't have cancer. And I wasn't the only one. A lot of these haters, like I don't know if you noticed this, Lacey, because I know that you see a lot of haters on my channel, right? If you go back in time, Lacey, if you go back in time not too long ago, a couple of months ago, 3, 4 months ago, you're going to notice all these haters are saying that my wife doesn't have cancer. You're going to see like a whole bunch of them. They're all like, oh, it's all fake. It's fake. They don't say that no more. They don't say that no more, okay? Because they realize how real it was for her. They realize how real it was, okay? So now they got to change it up a little bit. But I don't want to talk about haters. I want to talk about love. Not hate. I want to talk about love. But the point is, nobody believed my wife had cancer. I'm making a point. The reason I'm bringing this up, in some cases, like her own family, like, well, her brother's a loser. This guy, his mother's passing away from leukemia. A guy goes on a vacation. Her brother's a real piece of garbage. His father's got dementia, doesn't visit his father not one time. Doesn't even visit my wife in all her hospital stays or checked on her with her journey that she was dealing with cancer. Her brother's a derelict. But there was this one particular time where they even thought, they're like, she doesn't have cancer. There's no way someone could be living this long with stage 4 cancer. My wife made it 10 years. 10 years. It's miraculous. It's amazing. But a lot of people did not think she had cancer. But that's another reason why I got tricked myself. I'm going to admit the truth to all of you. You want me to admit the truth to all of you? I started forgetting my wife had cancer. It's like in the back of my head, I'm like, all right, I know she's got cancer. Listen, the poor girl worked during 9/11. She did not have the cancer gene. She got cancer from working, unfortunately, with all the toxins, the fumes in the air, everything. And she developed breast cancer. This was in 2015. She was diagnosed. Turned to stage 4 in 2017 after a mastectomy, which I'm not an advocate. I am not an advocate of any of this, surgery. I am not an advocate of surgery. I'm not a doctor. It's not medical advice, but I just feel surgery. Look, I've seen it happen with my wife. When she got surgery, it turned to stage 4. It spread. Okay, and I told her the cancer was contained in her breast. It was something called DCIS. And I was telling my wife, I said, don't get the surgery. Don't get the mastectomy. Again, what I am saying to all of you is should not be interpreted or taken as medical advice. This is just my life's experience. I am not for surgeries when it comes to cancer. That's it. You do whatever you want to do, okay? I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not a doctor, and this should not be interpreted as medical advice. Should not be interpreted. I'm not a doctor. But just from my experience, I feel my wife never got the surgery. She never got the mastectomy. I think she would have been okay. That's just my opinion. I don't think the cancer would have ever spread. Again, can I say this with absolute certainty? No, but it was contained. I think I could actually because there was no way the cancer was trapped in her breast. It's called DCIS. There was no way it could spread. It was in her breast. How could it spread? It was trapped. It was contained. When they did the surgery, it opened it up and exposed it to the chest wall. So again, what I'm saying is not medical advice. Do not listen to me. I'm just sharing my own opinions. That's it. But with that said, if anybody would like to help our family, I don't do it through Bitcoin, brother. It's just two choices if you would like to help my family. It's the Cash App or Super Chat. That's it. A or B, brother. Cash App is better for me. We get it immediately, less fees. Super Chats take up to 2 months, large fees. So if you could do Cash App, God bless you, brother. It's $, Richard Lavoy. There's no space, no underscore in between my first and last name. $ Richard Lavoy. $RICHARDLEVOI. That is the Cash App. If you cannot do Cash App, Super Chats are greatly appreciated. Well, you could probably do a Super Chat, brother. You could probably do a Super Chat. You know, I've had a lot of people from the Middle East. You know, they do Super Chats, but don't worry about it. If you can't do it, you can't do it. Don't worry about it. It's all good. You can't do it, just send us your prayers. Hold on one second. And I'm like, really? I love it, they say. I like, why? Like, well, I make my own schedule. I do whatever I want. I don't have to answer to nobody. I'm watching TV. I don't have to, I can watch what I want, you know. I don't have to share the remote control. For dinner, I eat what I want. You know, there is no, you know, it's, in other words, I guess these are very independent people that like being alone. They just love it. They love being alone. They love the freedom, I guess, that it gives them. I don't like being alone. Matter of fact, I dread it. I hate it. I hate being alone. I've never been alone my whole life. Never. It's like, and I'm talking about never. Not even. All right. I'm not even exaggerating with you. I've been in a relationship. Okay, if you want to talk about relationships, my first real relationship, I was like 15 years old. I shit you not. I was like 15, and it was a long-term relationship. It was this girl named Jackie. We were very close. Matter of fact, I was going to get married to this girl. I was with her for like 5 years. I mean, young love. He's the freestyle. Spring love, come back to me. Remember the freestyle? Anyway, young love. But even then, I was with the girl every single day when I was 15. It was my great heartbreak. It was my first heartbreak when she broke up with me. I wrote a song about it. It's kind of early to sing it. This is my Brooklyn days. This is the freestyle days of Brooklyn, New York. I wanted to write a song like George Lamont. I wanted, like Little Susie. Take me in your arms, and don't you let me go. I need you more and more. I need you more and more and more. I wanted to write a freestyle song. It was called Is This Goodbye? So my girlfriend at the time, Jackie, broke up with me. She actually broke up with me for a financial planner, if you can believe it. You know how we all say, we're not financial planners, we're entertainers. Well, she broke up with me for a financial planner. Someone 20 years older than her. Crazy, right? But I was so heartbroken. This is when so I met her at 15. I think like 20 years old, a little over 20, she broke up with me. I was so heartbroken. That was my first big heartbreak in my life. I wrote a song. I said, Is This Goodbye? I was like, I a different key. I remember that day when. Let me do it from the beginning. I totally screwed it up. I remember that day when you told me that you changed the way you feel for me. Nights spent in misery, all I seem to do is think about you constantly. Is this goodbye to all we were? Is it really over? I still feel deep in my heart, don't want us to be apart. Is this goodbye to all we were? Is it really over? And I still feel deep in my heart, don't want to be apart. Days come and go so fast, memories of times we spent together still do last. Now, as I start again, I wonder if eventually there will be that day when I think of you. Is this goodbye to all we were? Is it really over? I still feel deep in my heart, don't want us to be apart. Is this goodbye to all we were? Is it really over? And I still feel deep in my heart, don't want to be apart. I am hoping that someday you'd realize you were so wrong. Till then I will keep on wondering. I am hoping that someday you'd realize you were so wrong. Till then I will keep on wondering. That's Is This Goodbye. It's my first Heartbreak song. Anybody who would like to help us out with a small entertainment tip, thank you. This is my Cash App. You could also do a super chat. My Cash App is the $ Richard Lavoy, $RICHARDLEV as in Victor OI. How am I? Not doing so great. My wife passed away. My mother passed away. You know, heartbreak, grief. That is the Cash App right there. Anybody who does a small Cash App, I would give you a big thank you. I'm going to give you a big shout out. If you can't do Cash App, you can always do a super chat. Help a family in need. I'm going to do a song I wrote for my mother really quickly, Josephine. I love you, Ma. I will love you forever. This is a song I wrote for my dear mother. You only have one mother, remember that. Cherish your mother, because my mom is gone right now. I love her so much. My love for my mother will never, ever leave. Never. Josephine, you were there to guide me. You were there beside me. I can count on you. Josephine, you're the inspiration everything that I dream until that day. Ignore what they say. Follow your destiny. Josephine, you were there to guide me. You were there beside me. I can count on you. Josephine, you're the inspiration, and you are my best friend now until the end. That's Josephine. It's an original song I wrote for my mom. So once again, anybody out there that could do a very small cash app for our family, help us in a time of need, it is the $ Richard Lavoie, $RICHARDLEVOI, no space, no underscore in between my first and last name. If you don't have cash app, you could always do, I don't know, this guy's like a bot here, I think. Anyway, anybody who can't do a cash app, if you could do a super chat. This one goes out to my wife, Jennifer. This is called Jennifer. I remember when I first looked in your eyes. It was destiny. We were both surprised. From this moment on, there was something very strong that we felt inside. Now my Jennifer has stars in her eyes when she looks at me. When we first kissed, I knew there was something about you that was meant for me, and I knew I love Jennifer. We spent all our time together every night. When we are apart, something is not right. You became a part of my heart and my soul. My life is finally whole. Now my Jennifer has stars in her eyes when she looks at me. When we first kissed, I knew there was something about you that was meant for me, and I knew I love Jennifer. That's for you, Jennifer. I love you. I hope you could hear me. I hope you could hear your beautiful song. Once again, tribute concert here to help my family get back on their feet after a tremendous 2 losses of my beautiful wife, Jennifer, and my mother, Josephine. I still can't believe it's true. I can't believe it. I can't accept it. I know I have to accept it, but I can't accept it. This is my cash app. It is the $ Richard Lavoie. $RICHARDLEVOI. There is no space, no underscore in between my first and my last name. Anyone who gives a cash app, I will be giving you a big shout out. I'm making a video. I'm going to give you a huge shout out. So you like to do something good from your heart, help a family. I have 2 children right now. They just lost their mom and their grandma. Michael, who's only 14, Sophia, who's only 11. So believe it or not, we could really use your help. So we're going to do a song called Brooklyn Funk. Forget about it. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I met my wife in Brooklyn. My mother raised me in Brooklyn, New York. This is all original music you're hearing by Richie Lavoie, aka the Apefather. Let's do that again. Brooklyn Funk, baby. What's up, Crazy Questions? Anyone who would like to help a family out going through a very difficult time. I just lost my wife, my mother in 2 weeks. 2 children, only 11 and 14, that just lost their mom and their grandma. We do accept entertainment tips on our Cash App. The Cash App is the $ Richard Lavoie. That is the $ RICHARDLEVOI. No space, no underscore in between my first and last name. Thank you, Gabriel. Any small amount will result in me giving you a big shout out on a video I will upload on YouTube, on the Apefather channel. So once again, that is the Cash App, my Cash App for entertainment tips. Help a family get back on their feet, please. We had 2 major losses. My beautiful wife, Jennifer, only 46, and my mother, Josephine. I'm going to do Peace and Serenity. Happy Friday. Who's going to Atlantic City? Maybe me. We'll see. Rocky, maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll go to Tropicana tonight. Let's do a little Peace and Serenity. Again. peace and serenity. Come on, crazy questions. Don't be talking stupid right now. You know I lost my wife. You know I lost my mother, and you're talking stupid. Come on, man. You're talking stupid, man. I mean, you know you are, right? You know you are. You missed the $400 dinners on a daily basis. You know what I miss, brother? I miss my wife. I miss my wife. I miss my mother, who I'll never see again. That's who I miss. Okay? I'll tell you what. I'll give you $400 dinners every day if you could give me back my wife. If my wife could come back to me and my mother. It's a stupid comment, man. Look, it was a different time. It was a different place. Can't you guys understand that? It was a different time. It was a different place. I had both my wife. I had my mother. I had love. I had support. I don't have that no more. I'm alone right now. You know where I am right now? I'm by myself. My kids are in school, and I'm alone. I'm alone, man. Matter of fact, man, I think I'm gonna just get rid of this guy. I think that was a really stupid thing. Crazy questions. I don't know, man. Why would you say? I understand. Like, look. Let me give you an example. You have a great athlete, let's just say, okay, who's like a legendary athlete. The guy's breaking records, doing things that no other athlete could do. But then he, God forbid, let's just say as an analogy, gets into a major accident, and he's permanently damaged for the rest of his life. I mean, I know you want to talk about the glory days, but the guy's probably like shot. He's like that. You're talking about my glory days, man. I'll let it go. You're talking about my glory. My glory days are over right now. I miss the glory days. That's what you're talking about. You're talking about when I was with my beautiful wife and my beautiful mother, and we would go out to eat at the greatest restaurants with my children, and we were a family. I don't even know what happened to those days. I don't know. They're gone. They vanished, man. A lot of people say this to me, Dogecoin warrior. Here's how I'm going to answer you. I am doing it for my kids. I don't know if anyone notices that. I am doing it for my kids. Again, I want to repeat, my kids are in school. They're getting an education. They're with their friends. They come home. We eat tremendous, great food. I make them go out, after their homework. They go to the arcades. We go to movies. We're with their friends. I'm doing it for the kids. I get this all, like, you have no idea how much I get this. But unfortunately, like, what does that do for me? What does that do for me? I know you feel my pain. I know you do. It doesn't do much for me. It doesn't do much when you lose your wife and you lose your mother. It doesn't do anything for me. Like, again, I'm happy for them. I live through their eyes. I live through their eyes now. That's what I do. And I'm willing to be miserable if I have to for the rest of my life. I'm willing to sacrifice and be miserable for their happiness, okay? For my children's happiness. But here's the thing. What I would like to do, okay? Everybody keeps saying do for the kids. I want to take them on a nice big vacation. And if you guys would support me enough, I could do that, okay? I don't know who this idiot is. Let's just get rid of this person. Let's get rid of this person. If you guys support me enough, here's my Cash App. The $ Richard Lavoie, $RICHARDLEVOI. I will give you a big shout out, and you could personally help me eventually take my kids on an amazing big vacation if I got enough support. This is my Cash App for entertainment tips. $ Richard Lavoie, $RICHARDLEVOI. There is no space, no underscore in between my first and my last name. I got to let you go, Rocky, man. I got to let you go. Look, I do not want to talk about, let me tell you what I want to talk about. All right, I'll let it go one time. All right, and that's it. I'll let it go one time out of respect, okay? Guys, I don't want to talk about refinancing my effing house. Okay, let's cover all the stories. I don't want to talk about selling my house. I don't want to talk about lawsuits, this, money. I don't want to talk about it. Okay? It's all gone. There is no money, you friggin' mamalukes, okay? It's gone. You know what does gone mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Gone. My wife is gone. My mother is gone. I am asking you guys to have a heart and support. And for the people who don't, I got to kick you off. Connor, look, here's the thing. There's a difference between freedom of speech. All right, bye-bye, Rocky. Bye-bye. Guy doesn't deserve the name Rocky. He doesn't deserve the name Rocky. Connor, there's a difference between freedom of speech and someone being a complete heartless jerk off. Okay? And I'm not going to tolerate that right now. Connor, I got too much on my mind. My heart is heavy. I just lost my wife. I just lost my mother. I can't have people come in here being a heartless jerk off. Okay? I can't do it, which includes you. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Okay? This is a channel right now for people who have compassion and a heart. And if you don't, no, but I'm just saying, listen to me. I'll tell you what, when you lose your family, okay, here's what we'll do. And I don't wish this on anybody. I don't wish what I am going through right now in my life, I don't wish it on anybody. But when you lose your whole family, I mean, I have my kids, but most of my family I lost, my mother and my wife. Then when you're in my shoes, then you could tell me how you feel. You could tell me who you want to associate with. And I'm going to tell you from experience, you're not going to want to associate with any negativity because you want to know why you can't handle anymore. You can't handle any more negativity. How much negativity can I handle? I lost my wife. I lost my mother. You want me to deal with some internet troll who comes on here and breaks my balls? No way. It's not going to happen. The channel is called Apefather Perry for another reason. It was regarding AMC stock. Okay, it's nothing to do with anything else. Anyway, let me just get rid of this idiot. I can't deal with these people. A lot of people today, unfortunately, coming up. Matter of fact, I'm just going to end this live. This is a bad live, unfortunately. There's too many morons. Actually, I'm going to stay around for a little while because the Dogecoin warrior, he seems like a good person. People should have a little respect. We could see Ape fall at each time to heal. Yes. Now this is a good person. Dogecoin warrior is a good person. Stay strong. Thank you. Look, it's hard. It's hard to stay strong. I'm doing it. Thank you, Dogecoin warrior. It's hard to stay strong because I lost my wife. I lost my mom. How could you stay? I want you to really think about it, man. How do you stay strong? How could you possibly stay? Look, you want to know there's two reasons I stay strong every day. Michael and Sophia. Those are the two. You want to hear the two reasons I stay strong? Michael and Sophia, my children, me and my wife's children, our children, my mother's grandchildren. It'll always be me and my wife, baby. It'll always be me and my wife's children. It'll always be my beautiful mother's grandchildren. All right, thank you, C35 hater. Look, Connor. It gets to a point where you got to do what's important, brother. You got to do what's important. What's important? Me fighting with haters or me expressing what I need to express to heal? You want to know what it is? I don't know if my channel is very entertaining anymore. It may not be. But it's a channel of healing. It's a channel of healing. And I think if there are people out there who are going through something similar to what I'm going through, they could probably appreciate this channel. They could probably appreciate it because we could heal together. That's kind of where I'm going right now with this channel, if you want to know the truth. It's not really about finance anymore, guys. It's not about stocks. It's not about crypto. You know, it's about healing. It's about dealing with loss. It's about trying to find a way to accept loss and to still somehow be able to have a happy life, which seems impossible at this point. Yes, absolutely. The good book will always give me food for thought. Look, C35, I told you already, man, I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with haters no more. Okay, so please let it go. Or I have to let you go. It's a channel of healing. I don't care about my channel. I'm not here for my channel. Listen, do you want to know why I do YouTube at this point, guys? This isn't about me becoming this gigantic YouTuber. It's really not. Thank you, MarkTube. Look, I'm not doing this for algorithm. I'm not doing this to become this popular YouTuber. I'm doing it to heal. I'm doing it for healing purposes. That's why I'm doing it. I don't know if you notice this. What do I do when I do live streams? You ever notice how I'm pouring out my heart to all of you? I'm pouring out my heart. I'm pouring out my soul. I'm putting it all on the line. I'm real, 100% real. Because honestly, you're my support system. I don't have a support system. Look, I do have family. We saw the family who had a beautiful service for my mom, but everybody's living their own lives. You can't expect people who have their own jobs, their own careers, their own families. Can I expect them to come visit me every day? Of course not. Of course not. So, you see them once in a while. I'm seeing a buddy of mine in Brooklyn. I'm going to go see him on Sunday, and we're going now having a beautiful dinner in Brooklyn. Look, these things happen once in a while, but you can't expect people every single day of their lives. You can't expect, this live, we're not going to be doing any, FaceTime or whatever you want to call that. But there will be lives we will do that, possibly the next live. But honestly, the people who I drop links to, it's certainly not people who want to talk about haters, brother. You'll be the last one on the list. I understand, but I don't want to talk about haters, man. I'm sorry, man. You're at the wrong channel, man. Wrong timing. The timing is not right. But anyway, anybody who would like to help our family out, this is the Cash App, the $ Richard Lavoie. I'll tell you what, people should support me before they make requests, don't you think? Like everybody's like making requests to me. Why don't you try to help us out a little bit? I got 2 kids, 14 years old, 11 years old. They just lost their mom. They just lost their grandma. Have a heart. Have a heart. A very small entertainment tip on my Cash App. I will give you a very big shout out, a huge shout out. It's a $ Richard Lavoie, $RichardLevoi. No space, no underscore in between my first and my last name. So I'm going to finish off the live with one more song. Everybody's got problems. I understand. Look, all the music, by the way, that you hear is all my original music. All written by yours truly, Richie Lavoie, a.k.a. the Apefather. Forget about it. I understand everybody's got problems out there. I know I'm not the only one. People don't realize it. They're like, hey, Paulie, you're just talking about your life. You're talking about what you're going through. What about what I'm going through? I understand. And that's why I wrote this song. This one goes out to everybody who's dealing with some kind of a problem in their life. God bless all of you. Thank you, Daniel. Everybody's got problems. Let's do it. I was thinking about Michael Jackson when I wrote the song. When your love ends before your eyes, everybody's got problems. Losing your job, kissing it goodbye. Everybody's got problems you can't hide. can't hide. Life could beat you up bad. It's easy to just give up. One second, let me do it again. Life could beat you up bad. It's easy to just give up. Don't get knocked down. You gotta get mad. Fight back and be the one standing up when your love ends before your eyes. Everybody's got problems. Losing your job, kissing it goodbye. Everybody's got problems you can't hide. You can't hide. I know you're hurting and you don't believe tomorrow will be a better day. It's up to you. You gotta believe you have the power to make all your troubles go away when your love ends before your eyes. Everybody's got problems. Losing your job, kissing it goodbye. Everybody's got problems you can't hide. When your love ends before your eyes, everybody's got problems. Losing your job, kissing it goodbye. Everybody's got problems you can't hide. Everybody's got problems, man. I knew you're gonna start. See, this is the reason why, listen, you'll never get a link to my channel. This is the reason why I'm going to continue to block people like you. And it's a pleasure to block people like you because you are a lowlife. Okay? Bye-bye. Crazy. Uh, it's a, you know what's really sad is that there are people in this world that actually get some kind of a pleasure from other people's misery. It's so sad. It's so sad. Like you would think that people would have basic human kindness. Look, I understand that there's a lot of people out there for whatever reason that don't like me. Okay, I get it. And in all honesty and all fairness, I don't think I like you either. Okay, we don't like each other. But sometimes in life, what you have to do is separate whatever it is, whatever feelings you got for what's called human kindness, empathy, compassion, sympathy. These are all traits that every single human being should have. Like example, you could be my worst enemy. You could be my worst enemy. But you just lost your wife. You lost your mom. I'm praying for you. I am praying for you. And there's no question about it. I am going to be as kind and as respectful and as compassionate as I could possibly be. Okay, we're approaching 9/11, the time. I'm going to do a prayer for my wife who worked during the 9/11 attacks in 2 World Trade Center. Let's do that. Name of the Father, of the Son, Holy Spirit, amen. God bless all of the families affected by 9/11. My family was affected very, very much. We lost Jennifer, the most important person in our lives. Oh my God. God, please. I wish there was a way I could go back in time. I wish there was a way. I miss my Jennifer. Just bless all the families affected by 9/11. God bless all of you. And God bless my wife, Jennifer, and my mother, Josephine. Oh, man. That day ruined a lot of lives, let me tell you. We'll never forget that day. That day ruined a lot of lives, a lot of families. So sad. It's so tragic. Amen. I'm going to do a song dedicated to everyone affected by 9/11. This is called I'm a New Yorker. This is an original song I wrote. It's trying to sound a lot like Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's got like a Texas Roadhouse blues sound to it. But it's all about being a New Yorker. And let me tell you something. New Yorkers came together that day. I never saw anything like it. Everybody was out to help each other. It was an amazing, in that instance, it was amazing how everybody just came together. And it just shows you there is good people out there. There are people with amazing good hearts, you know? All the beautiful first responders that came through to rescue lives, the heroes. It was a day that we will never forget. But here's a song by Richie Lavoie, aka the Apefather. I'm a New Yorker. Forget about it. I'm a New Yorker. Nothing's gonna stand in my way. I'm a New Yorker. Fighting the past traffic every day. Got places to go, people to see. Every second counts in New York City. I'm a New Yorker. I need a lot of cash to get by. I'm a New Yorker. My dreams live on to the sky. Gotta be the best, can't settle for less if you're gonna make it in New York City. Little piano solo blows you away. I'm a New Yorker. I wanna see my face on billboards. I'm a New Yorker. My name in lights is my reward. Hard work and determination, sacrifice and motivation, going to do what it takes. I'm a New Yorker. I'm determined to reach the top. I'm a New Yorker. I have to keep moving and never stop. This city never sleeps, neither do I. Gotta keep working hard until I die to make it. I'm a New Yorker. I can't stop until I make it in New York. I'm a New Yorker. I can't stop until I make it in New York. I'm a New Yorker. Forget about it. Anybody who would like to help our family out, again, the Cash App. $ Richard Lavoy. $RICHARD LEVOI. What's up, Lacey? I'm gonna block one more, Kobe. You. Bye. Oh man, look, people just don't understand that I do not want to deal with the BS. I do not want to deal with it. So if you're gonna come here and you're gonna act like a Mama Luke, no problem. Dogecoin. Yeah, Tandy. Exactly 2 weeks apart, and it's words cannot describe to you, brother, the loss that we had in my family. My family is completely and utterly. I don't know. I don't want to say the word destroyed because we have Mike and Sophia. We still got my kids. They're gonna make their mother live on forever. They're gonna make their grandma live on forever. But we certainly got hit like, I don't know. We got hit like an asteroid the size of like the one that took out the dinosaurs. We got hit really hard. We got hit really hard. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do, if you really want me to tell you the truth. Everybody keeps telling me, be strong. I'm alone, man. How do you go from being like loved by two beautiful women? I mean, I have my daughter. She still loves me, thank God. But how do you go from being loved by your mom and your wife? So much love, to being alone. I don't get it. I know that Lacey tries to talk to me, and I know a lot of people try to talk to me. A lot of people try. And they keep telling me, you got to accept it. You got to just, this is part of life. My wife was only 46. That's not a part of life. That's the look. Typically, how life really goes, because it bothers me when people say this stuff to me. You lose your parents first, right? Isn't that the typical way that things go? You know, I mean, I understand we all have to die, but you lose your parents first. You're not supposed to lose your spouse at 46. You're not supposed to lose the mother of your children when your children are only 11. My daughter's only 11 years old. My son's only 14. This is a catastrophe, man. My heart is so broken, Teddy. Yeah, I definitely don't want it. I don't like that word, Teddy. WORST. I hate that word. Uh, um, my wife used to use that saying a lot. She used to say every time I would say something, honey, I'm going through financial troubles. I got to talk about AMC, Teddy, to my wife. I'm like, honey, I'm down so much money. She would say, it could be, I don't want to say the word, Richard, it could always be WORST. She used to say it all the time. I always eat good Italian pizza, kinda. I had good pizza last night. See, you want to know what it is? And this is where I don't want to get into God because I know a lot of people are going to get insulted. A lot of people are going to get insulted. But what God is supposed to be merciful, right? And what's the old expression? God only gives us what we can handle, right? Okay. Loneliness could be a killer. Yes. Thank you for reminding me of that, Dogecoin warrior, meaning that I'm living that. You're reminding me of my torment right now. I'm so effing lonely. I'm like that song by the Police, you know. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely, man. I hate my life right now. I love my kids, but look. How can I say this? My kids are my life. I love my children. But this totally sucks, man. They send me signs. I don't know, man. I don't know. I got some things, but I'm not sure if it's signs. I remember we were at the funeral home before Jennifer was cremated, my wife. I can't even think about it. I can't think. I'm going to faint. I didn't want to cremate my wife. I want to go on the record and tell everybody I did not want to do it. It was her wishes. I had to respect her wishes. She wanted to be cremated. She said, I don't want to be buried. The only positive thing that I feel is that we kind of destroyed all the cancer. We got rid of all that cancer. Bye bye, cancer. Go home and get your effing shine box, okay? So, look, if I could go back in time, I would go back to the day before September 11th. Okay, I would go back, 2000. I would like to save as many people as I can, including my wife. That's what I would do. That is the exact date I would go back, right before 9/11 took place. Mark Tube, why, Lord, do you stand far off? Why do you hide yourself in times of trouble? It's true. I don't understand certain things. I don't get it. I'm not going to lie to you. This is part of a divine plan to take away my wife, to take away my mother. 9/11 shouldn't even have happened. Okay, I don't know. I don't even know why it happened. Shouldn't have God should have stopped that. Okay, there's too much evil in this world. God should be stepping in my opinion, and protecting the good people of this world, from the evil people of this world. But that's just my opinion. Tandy time. My friend passed when he was 18 from a shooting, and I know this woman that lost two kids 17 years apart. One to cancer, one to a fire in a house. Oh my God. I don't know how either parent made it. They never got over it. They learned how to live with it. I mean, look, I might be the first person in history that's never going to learn to live with it, Teddy. Teddy, they might put me in the Guinness Book of World Records. the one man who can't learn to live with grief. That's how messed up I am right now. But God bless their family. That's very sad. Mm. I'll be back in a little bit. Just gonna relax a little bit. All right. I love all of you. God bless. I don't know, Mark. I don't know about that one, man. I don't know. But God bless all of you. I will be back soon.